Fred Curley is back, and I don't just mean competing. I'm saying that he is back on the track, running the types of times that we fully expect only an athlete with his level of talent could actually pull off. Allow me to explain, because this past weekend at the Franson Last Chance Meet, for the most part, the Open 100 there is, more or less like a time trial for him and his training group. The Sharks Athletic Club. But Fred Curley was on the starting line, where he ran the 100 three times, might I add, because there was a prelim, a semifinal, and a final. Every single time that he touched the line, he was under the 10 flat barrier. He ran the first two times wind assisted, 9.95 seconds and 9.87 seconds. So, if the wind legal time's what you care about, that was 9.98. But you gotta remember, if you look at those fields, nobody who was on the track was anything close to him. It just is what it is. Whether or not you realize it, the last man to win the 100-meter dash on the world stage, not named Noah Lyles, is Fred Curley. You don't have to like it, but hey, the facts are the facts. I am aware there's been a whole lot of extra news surrounding Fred Curley over the past few months. I am not here to comment on it, nor do I have anywhere near the type of information that one should if they were going to comment on it. The only thing that I'm going to speak on is the track part, because all I know is that Fred Curley was supposed to be there competing in Miami, because I was there with Grand Slam Track Miami and took Fred Curley to win that slam. I'm already going on record to say that. Then we found out he wasn't going to be competing there, and again, a whole bunch of stuff went down, which leads us to now, because the last time we saw him compete was as follows. Fred Curley was competing, running an open 400 at the Mount Sac Invitational. And when he did, he won the event, going 44.7 seconds. It's a pretty fast time, don't get me wrong. But we know that Fred Curley can go faster, because he has broken the 44-second barrier, back when he was still primarily considered to be a 400 runner. But again, that was then, and this is now. So the real question for Fred going forward after this 100 is, what can we reasonably expect from him in the 2025 season? The only way to answer that is you got to put all the facts on the board. So, here we go. These are all the facts on the board. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. 2024, remember, brief recap. His season wasn't going well at all. But Fred Curley showed up to the Olympic trials, won his heats, got to the final, and then finished number 3 in that final. He showed up to the Olympic Games, does what he has to do to get to the final. And once again, when all the chips fell, he was in 3rd place when that final was over. But keep in mind, he was like 200th of a second off of the man in front. So, the gold medal was really right there. But, hey, it is what it is. It didn't go home with him. Fred Curley is a gamer. Generally speaking, when the lights are on and it's time to perform, in a big meet, he's gonna show up. And it doesn't make him perfect, but yes, for the most part, he's shown out. The interesting thing is, things can be going left. Like, competitively speaking, last year, nothing looked good for Fred Curley on the track up until he hit the trials. But it didn't matter, because he took care of business in that moment. This year, I would argue he's actually looking a little bit better based on now what we have to go off of. Because Grand Slam Track Jamaica was actually not Fred Curley's season opener. If you really want to know what that was, you'd have to go all the way back to a race he ran on USC's campus several weeks prior. He ran the Open 100 and won it, and although the time wasn't crazy, he was running against Eddie Nikitia, who was a World Championship semi-finalist in the 100 all the way back in 2022. Don't be fooled with wearing a USC uniform now, because that's just kind of how it goes as far as NCAA eligibility and whatnot. What I'm trying to say is, from that moment to Grand Slam Jamaica, Fred Curley did not perform in the 100 for whatever the reason. He didn't have a great race, but he came back in the 200, which he's proven he can run fast twos, but nobody takes him that seriously as one of America's fastest 200 runners, because you've got Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarik, and Arian Knighton. They basically had those spots on lock. Everybody who runs fast is normally just not fast enough to be ahead of them in a USA Championship race. Still, Fred Curley shows up in that 200, makes it and reminds everybody that you have to take him seriously. Don't worry about that 100 on the radar. That's how we got to the Mount Sac Invitational. The 400 that nobody was checking for, but Fred goes out and reminds us that he's in incredibly great shape, can run the 400. If you need a 4x4 leg, there's a whole lot of other options that we've had floated in the air that ain't as good as him. And beyond that, he was ready to compete at Grand Slam Track Miami, which is why it was disappointing that we didn't get to see him. And now, we have more races on the board to know that he is ready to put up numbers. Fred's 9.9, the wind legal time, it would rate inside the top 8 of all the 100 that have been run this year. And remember, he hasn't really run all that many 100s. If you take his best windy time, the 2-point-something wind that was added where he went 9.87, that still hits the boards as one of the fastest times in the year. Like if you took the all condition times, he's still inside the top 8. There's still a whole bunch more season, but let's clarify. Fred Curley is actually in a better place as far as I can tell than he was at this point last year. So just focusing on the track, when we look forward and you've got USA's in the future and a world championship year, Fred Curley is likely going to be a factor, because the bronze medal in Paris is not the medal he wanted to come home with. It's just the one that he had to accept given the circumstances. Fred Curley is a world champion in the 100, and he wants to do it again. But the year that Fred won that world championship, he was putting down times that basically nobody else in the world can run. Keep in mind, 9.76 seconds. That number specifically is the line, because Fred hit that number when nobody else in the world has gone faster than that number. He shared it with 2 other men in the post-Usain Bolt era, like when Bolt retired in 2017, that was the number. But from 2018 till now, that is the line. So if Fred is here at this moment running that fast, if he can get anything close to that level of form, a season where he ran 9.7 multiple times, the list of men who have even a prayer of beating him in a race that matters becomes incredibly short. The only 2 men who historically have shown us that they have the talent to do it are the same 2 ones who beat him at the Olympic Games. I'm not saying that because it's dumb idiot logic. I'm saying because that's what the evidence gives us. Because Shane Thompson ran 9.77 seconds. Dangerously close, obviously, to 9.76. And the list of men who can go that fast is incredibly short. And he showed up in the games to let us know that he can do it again. Noah Lyles has not gone that fast, but he did go 9.79. The difference when I see him is that Noah Lyles has clearly been taking care of business in the biggest races of the year. Some people describe his ability to control a race, like to make the race come to him. I'm confident that when the lights are on and it's time to perform, he's going to give you what he's capable of and then dare everybody to go faster. Before the Olympic Games, I said, Noah Lyles is likely going to give us about 9.79 seconds. And if you really want to beat him, you're going to have to run 9.7 something. Nobody else could go faster than that. Like 9.78, it was out of the cards for everybody in that Olympic final. And because of that, Noah Lyles got the victory. It's not out of the cards for Fred Curley in the realm of possibility. He just has to give it to us in the race that matters. And now that we know where he is, which is back on the track, running fast, we also know that he has as good a chance as anyone to actually go out there and pull it off. In the sport of track and field, race day is honestly the easy part, because all of the real work gets put in when nobody is watching. When you wear every day is training day gear, you can let the whole world know that your success in competition is not an accident. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below, and it always comes with free shipping. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.